Good morning, chaps. It's Saturday morning and it is the 18th of March already. Bit of an interesting one today. First of all, just discussing lava. I've actually done a pre-shave rub, which of course is a very useful tip from Jacques. Thank you, Jacques. So I'll put a little bit on, wet fingers. I'm now going on with my beautiful 30mm yucky brush. But the soap, I've decided to use my tobacco in this bowl for a simple reason. The wonderfully generous Gary Hayward, has donated to me a couple of interesting aftershavey things. One of which is, if I can just show you, is the tobacco aftershave balsam. So I'm going to give that a go in a minute. However, more importantly, what razor? May I probably misquote Al Pacino and say to you, say hello to my little friend. This is a monster. This is from Gary. This is an Iberia14, but it's actually bigger than an E14 I know. It's a huge blade. They're actually bigger by far than any of the other 14s. I would say it's, I don't know, 28mm, something like that. Anyway, Gary very kindly allowed me to obtain this wonderful razor from him. Let me just say a little bit about Iberia, a little tiny bit that I know, which isn't very much. But they're very highly respected, the Iberia brand. It seems the gentleman in question, Jose, hang on, I've got it written down here. Jose Basat Jerusalmi, born 1911, moved to Spain in 1930, but he's more famous on quality for an invention of some strange razor blade. On the scales of this beautiful razor, there is actually an Iberian lion and he's gripping a double-edged razor blade. It's just strange. Anyway, it seems these are very highly rated. I have got another couple. It seems that the steel is best Swedish steel, ground in Germany, and then sold from Spain. So Mr. What should I say? Jerusalmi was a very international gentleman. Anyway, it's Basat SA, Barcelona, is on the box, and somewhere on the blade. The markings on this one are very reminiscent indeed of an early Philharmonica. You'll note the curved address. So I'm not certain as to the date it was made. The general consensus is around the 1940s, 1950s. This one is absolutely brand spanking new in its box with its paperwork, wrapped in its oil paper, not a mark on it. See if I can do it justice, which is unlikely. Here we go. Oh yeah. Now this is on pretty heavy stubble. I gave a couple of extra days because I knew this was coming. Oh my goodness me, look at that. Yeah, that's exceptional. Can you hear that, chaps? Just wipes it away. I would say that the hanging hair test was slightly less than exceptional. It's got a 12K edge, synthetic edge, by Gary. I might do a little bit of stropping, extra stropping. I've obviously stropped it already, but when I do a hanging hair test, a good razor always pings in one direction, obviously, which is going into the scale of the hair. In the opposite direction is a bit more difficult to get it to ring. So I would say this one just very slightly, very, very slightly less good on one direction. Obviously, in the normal direction, into the grain of the scales, it was pinging like a bell. But yeah, Now this is on pretty heavy stubble. I think about 3, maybe 4 days, I can't remember now. Been a strange week. Wonderful to have such a prized possession. Yeah. I do like the weight of a big blade. It's a very deep hollow. I can show it. As you'd expect, as most of the Spanish razors are. And it's chewing off stubble.